What up YouTube, BonzEye here, back with another video, and once again I'll be discussing the One Piece live action series by Netflix. This time though I happen to have 3 of my friends over so we could talk about the episode. So yeah, this is actually going to be like a 2-part series. The first part is just going to be me and my friend Jack, who are both like active watchers of One Piece and we consume a lot of the lore, discussing the first episode in particular with well, it was supposed to originally be 2, but unfortunately one of my friends had to drop out pretty early on in the video. So me and Jack are going to be asking our other friend Miggs and Rusty, for the few seconds he was there, about the first episode of One Piece, the live action series, and what they thought about it. So Miggs, for one, is someone who has no real experience with, well, I mean, he's watched like 1 or 2 anime in the past. A few actually, not more than 1 or 2, but he's not much of like an anime watcher. Whereas Rusty is someone who did watch a lot of anime, but has never watched One Piece. Unfortunately, Rusty was only there for a few seconds before he had to drop out. So it's more or less just going to be me and Jack and Miggs for this video. But yeah, if you're curious to see what a complete noob, at least as far as anime is concerned, feels about the One Piece live action show, that's what we're going to be doing today. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. So first up, we have Jack here with me today. So MadJack, say hi, Jack.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah, so Jack, he's also actively watches and follows the show. That's right.
Oh yeah, I like anime pretty much. Shout out to my fellow weeboos. Yep, been watching One Piece. I used to be a huge Naruto fan out of the big 3, but ever since the Wano arc, I just switched over, and now I think One Piece is the greatest anime of all time. Alright, that's all.
Thanks, Jack, for that. So yeah. For me personally, like I said, I've always been into One Piece out of the big 3, so I've always thought it. And then we have Miggs.
Yes. Hi there, guys.
So yeah, you kind of will watch anime, right? Or what's your experience with anime? Like, what was the first you watched?
Way back in high school, I had a roommate that introduced me. He was a real heavy anime watcher, and he got me to watch Sword Art Online because it had that gaming VR thing with it, and that's what like got me to watch Sword Art. So I watched that. That was my first ever anime to watch fully. It was captivating, so yeah, that's why I watched the thing all the way through. But I didn't really get hooked onto anime. That didn't hook me onto anime. I just liked that show and that story. So yeah, that's the first anime ever.
Okay. So yeah, basically, and then so for today's review, Jack and I will be kind of going over like the whole show, like, and just giving our opinion on it towards them. But for Miggs and Rusty, they've only watched the first 2 episodes, so basically we're just going to be getting their perspective of those 2, and they'll be coming at it as 2 people with like fresh eyes on One Piece in general, and one from someone who's like not even into like anime, that's Miggs, and then you've got Rusty, who does watch like a lot of anime, but it's just not into One Piece particularly. So we'll be getting their opinions on One Piece in general. So yeah, we're gonna jump straight into it now. So with this part, it's more or less gonna be me and I guess Jack to asking Miggs, you and Rusty about how you feel about the anime. So firstly, how do you guys feel about the opening sequence? Miggs, you go first. Just the scene about them executing the Pirate King. Hello, Miggs? Oh, Miggs is on mute. Miggs, you're on mute.
Damn it, sorry. Okay. I was kind of blown away when I first saw that it was pirate themed. Now I actually like MadJack here. I like pirate themed things, and I never knew One Piece was a pirate themed show. And when watching it, I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. So yeah, I was instantly hooked from that first episode.
I actually didn't know you like pirate stuff. Okay. And what about you, Rusty? How'd you feel about that opening sequence? You probably knew it was about pirates, right? One Piece. I mean, yeah, because you watched the first
definitely. I knew it. Yeah. I watched the first 3 episodes. It was really good. Surprisingly good. Especially when they introduced Luffy, the main protagonist. Because he feels like he's similar to the character Naruto.
Yeah, Luffy. When his character first came out, and his energy and his goodwill, that was actually, I reckon, like not even seeing the anime in my opinion, that's for the live action. That was a good choice there for who played Luffy. He's pretty interesting to watch, and everything he says is.
Oh, okay,
all the
okay.
lines that he has, yeah.
Just on Luffy, I just wanted to ask you a question, Miggs. Like, what do you think about his general personality? Like, from watching the episodes that you did.
At first, I saw that he's he's a pirate. Yeah,
Yes,
he's a pirate. Yeah, but he's a good pirate. You know,
he's a good pirate. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the thing. That's the thing about it. Like, at first I didn't understand. Like, wait, that's wrong. Like, how can pirates be good? They're thieves. And he mentioned, oh, I know a lot of good pirates. So that's just kind of like, in a good way, sort of jumble things up. You know how you feel about it.
Okay.
With his character, yeah, and how he points out there's good people in the characters that he meets with Zoro. So he sort of seeks out goodwill people like him. So yeah, it's just overall a good person, really.
All right.
Yeah.
You like that?
All right.
Alright.
I get where Miggs is coming from. He's a good guy. He sees, he says there's bad people in the Marines and there's good people in pirates. That kind of twist. So I get where that comparison comes off. Yeah.
So moving on from Luffy, then let's go on to Zoro. So how did you guys feel about Zoro? Me and Jack were gonna go deeper into it later. So Jack, you can hold on to your thoughts about the portrayal, and then later on we'll get into it. Yeah.
Actually, I actually really like the comment that Miggs made. So that's why I think we're diving into characters. How about we go for the general feel of the show?
Yeah.
So the general feel of the show, I actually said from watching the first one and things first episode, whatever, that gets you hooked. So I actually said to myself I could watch this, and then I'm thinking I want to watch the anime now that I've seen this, and if the live action is sort of it's not amazing, it was good enough to watch, binge it.
Oh, okay.
Then yeah. I don't personally think it's
in the door.
Yeah. I don't personally think the first episode was so amazing. There was a lot of things in there that kind of were sluggish. If the fighting was, some parts were good, and then some parts the fighting was a bit sluggish.
Yeah. Okay. I see that.
And I mean, I understood okay, it's Netflix, but it's good Netflix. Usually, I watch something on Netflix, I won't last. So yeah, it made me want to look into the anime from watching that.
All right.
So that's how I feel about it. I like it.
I think exactly what Miggs is coming from. When the anime started, when they started doing trailers and they started announcing before the live action came out, they were saying there was a split in the internet and the community in One Piece. They were talking about how this is gonna be a letdown, and other people were what are you guys saying this? One Piece is finally getting recognition. And then I heard someone posted a comment, and he was like, this One Piece live action is not for you existing fans. It's to create more fans who don't necessarily interested in anime, but just to give that exposure to One Piece. And I think exactly what Miggs is saying, and I decided to hold my comments of negativity to the live action when it was still coming out and look at it from a different perspective. And what exactly Miggs is saying now, I appreciate that that's exactly what they went for. So it doesn't it gives a fresh sort of perspective to people who are not fans of One Piece or anime in general, but it at least gives some form of exposure. So I really appreciate Miggs actually saying that right now. So yeah. Thanks, man.
I'm in the same boat too as far as that goes. I'm glad that I did find some jankiness, I guess the better term, of the fight scenes, and I did mention in my personal review what I mentioned that let's say the fight with Alvida, there was that one of Alvida pirates that joined in and shot Luffy, but I felt the rest of her crew should have done something else, right? And then there were some scenes where the battle at the end of that first episode where they were fighting with Hand Axe Morgan, where it felt like Nami kind of disappeared for a bit when Zoro. I mean, they should have at least shown her. I know what was happening was she was fighting in the background with the Marines, but I wish they had shown one scene of her doing that while Zoro and Luffy were fighting Morgan. So people would see that, oh yeah, she's doing something, because that was one thing, and some other things too. But other than that, though, I'm with Jack on enjoying seeing that, like what Miggs said about it.
Actually, Rusty pointed it out, the sluggish fighting, and I agree.
Yeah.
But it wasn't all sluggish. It was, some of it was actually like pretty like watchable, decently.
I agree. No, like a couple of them, the sluggish fighting, you could tell that the whole choreographing of the fighting, and then like some points you could see, obviously it's obvious acting, even the acting itself, like at some points you could pick out like it's a bit of bad acting, but then we could also come back to seeing like most of the cast, they're all like new fresh actors, like, you get what I'm saying? So it's not like actors who are continually in the business, but they casted them because they probably look alike. Even for the character of Luffy, like the character of Luffy went and asked Oda, the creator of One Piece, he was like, why did you pick me out of all the other people? And Oda told him, simply because you made me laugh in the audition. So it's like such like stories like that, like you get to see like, oh, these people are like, they're new characters. Obviously the acting would be, you know, not up to par and anything, but one good thing about them is like this is their one shot, the first time as acting, so they're gonna give it their all. So yeah, obviously here and there you have sluggish fighting, sluggish acting and stuff like that, but yeah, that's general feel of it. I think that's what I wanted to hear from Miggs.
I
like it. Like
from the behind the scenes videos and stuff that I saw, I feel like they mentioned a lot about like the passion and stuff that these actors and actresses had like in the background, like when they were like talking about how they wanted to really bring this to life. And putting this to you, Miggs, like, do you feel like that this was created with a lot of passion to it and heart put into it?
I would say yes. They really tried. They really put like a lot of effort into it. And the, you know, like the close-ups. You know how the animes have close-ups of the faces.
They did do that a lot.
Doing that in the show, and I was like, okay, I can see like I still need to watch the anime to like make a proper comparison, but so far from just watching the live,
that's true.
Like I said, it's. I reckon they put a lot of effort to get it, you know, to adapt it. I did notice a lot of young actors, like really young actors. Like young Luffy was, you know, he was a good choice.
I was trying to when you mentioned young Luffy, I was like, how did you watch episode 2 as well, right? But did you watch how do you know the story of how Luffy got his scar? Oh, that was in episode 1, right? Yeah, you saw the scene.
How Luffy got. What did you think about the flashbacks?
Yeah, the flashbacks.
Like, in terms of directing, did it make the episode like make more sense, or you know,
Yeah.
Storytelling.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, the flashbacks. I didn't know that was young Luffy because I think the character was not matching to the main one. That was something that was a bit confusing. And then later on, I was like, oh, that's Luffy. Yeah,
yeah, he doesn't look.
I think the younger Luffy was a mixed black person, and older Luffy was
Brazilian. They're both Brazilian actors.
Brazilian. Oh, they're both Brazilian. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Brazilians can be mixed black. And
yeah.
But I was gonna say about his scar, specifically when Luffy stabbed himself. Did you see that part? Because you guys, I know you and Rusty watched this at late night last night.
I think I missed that part. Where I saw the brother stitching it up, but I missed the part where.
You mean Shanks?
He got the injury.
You got Shanks' brother.
Is that the bigger brother?
No. It's more like a mentor.
Oh, that's not his brother.
Okay.
He really looked like his brother. I felt like his.
Yeah, okay. I get where that comes from. Yeah.
But you felt there was a really strong bond there between those two characters, right? Luffy and the red-haired guy.
There was definitely a big brother bond there. Because you know how Luffy's going off at him like, you're not a man, or you're not a pirate. That was what he was doing, and I think.
Okay, it's interesting that you got that.
Shanks,
yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was, even Rusty said it. Rusty said, oh, that's his big brother. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I thought that as well, like, that's his bigger brother. It's not his brother,
That's fine. No, it's not his
brother. But there is a form of like you're looking up to him as being like sort of a male that he looks up to, or something like a figure or mentor or something.
Yeah.
At least like a brother.
Male role model.
I'll take care of you. role model, yeah, in a sense.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Bonnie. Yeah, I missed the part where he got the car. I went to the bathroom. And
You know what? You should probably rewatch
Not
the
bad.
first episode again, bro, because it's kind of a shock. We kind of spoiled it for you now when I mentioned now that I've told you it, because that would have been
It's okay.
a nice. I would have wanted to hear from you how you felt, because now you're gonna expect it if you were to rewatch the show.
Because I was thinking, like, since we're talking about the episodes and stuff, like there was a part in the part where when they introduced Zoro's character. What did that make you feel like? What type of person do you think Zoro is?
Yeah.
Like,
I thought he was. I actually thought he was Luffy's enemy. He's gonna be like his enemy because he gave up that bad guy vibe and sort of the Korean drama series bad guy. You think him?
alright,
Yeah, I got that off him. I was like, doesn't really fit. It's the character, not the character, but the
because he starts off by like cutting someone in half, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
he cut off the
Yeah.
guy in half, and I was like, oh man, this is like the real enemy of the protagonist. So
Oh, okay.
then, like, it's sort of later on, he becomes part of the crew, even though he doesn't want to be. Yeah,
So that's the thing. There's a huge difference on how they portray him in the anime and into the live action. Like just on that, because they just suggest like in the first season the first whole before the time skip, you don't see people get killed in One Piece. Like they just hint that this person was like this or that, but they never actually show. It's not that gruesome. So that's how I was wondering, like, how did the whole season, like, how did that whole like cutting person in half, like, did it have an effect to it? Like, were you more interested in watching One Piece, seeing that sort of gruesome, or were you like yeah, how was your I don't know?
oh
perception of
yeah.
that? Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah, we bring that back now. Just yeah, I was like, oh, this is One Piece is like all ages can watch this. So like, there's no swearing. And then I saw that when he cut him in half, and you could like see the detail. Like, you see the guy's colon literally. And I was like, okay, all right, yeah.
It's not exactly PTR.
It's
Not exactly. PG-13
Like,
maybe.
whose audience is this?
Oh,
Yeah.
man. They just made it real gruesome. Because in One Piece, when you watch this first before the time skip, it's like pretty much carefree. People are fighting, but there's not actually any like consequences that much. Like, because Luffy's always gonna come out on top. So time skip, it was all like that. So for me personally, when I saw Zoro just like freaking half someone, I was just like, what the heck?
Yeah, I was definitely shocked
was
too.
just like, wait, I was shocked. Like, not in a bad way. Like, I get it. They usually hint these things in the anime, but they don't actually show these things. And that was like, that was one of the parts where I was just like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
I wonder how people who haven't watched the anime, like, how they're gonna take this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
actually saw it as a Netflix thing. I was like, oh, okay, Netflix. Here we go. Yeah. Anyway, funny.
But and yeah, even another thing that they expanded on was like nudity, nudity was. I was like, how are they gonna throw in nudity? But then they did the helmet.
That was totally uncalled for.
Yes, that
I
was
was like, why are they trying to put in like some of these? Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
I hope they don't.
Thing going in.
No. I hope they don't do anything else more than what they did. I'm perfectly fine with it being used in a comedic way, but I hope they don't, because One Piece never delved into like any like sexual innuendo. Like, if anything, maybe it might have like innuendos and insinuations, but nothing specifically into that.
They don't go right out.
If they use it in
this is what's happening.
Yeah. If they use it in a comedic way, which they did today, I'm okay with it. I mean, in that first episode, I'm okay with it. But if they do anything else with it, then I'm not gonna be happy, to be honest.
Yeah, that part where he was in the mirror and with the sword and everything, and then as soon as they showed it, me and Rusty were like, "What the f? What?" And we were like, "I'm distracted and everything." We're like, why?
I think that scene was necessary though. Like,
yeah,
they could have made the whole thing. I think to show that this guy was a crazy cuckoo, or I don't know.
I think they were though. I would say I'm okay with that scene though, me personally. That's because it helped to establish that this guy's just like so full of himself. He's just one of those dumbasses. Yeah. But I definitely wouldn't want it to be overused.
But the thing is, it's coming full circle at the end of the at the end of the live action. It's kind of like, oh, he's one of the cool guys now. After that weird naked scene in the first or second episode. So I don't know where they're trying to go with this Netflix, but that scene, I feel like it wasn't meant to be there. It's just like a waste of time. I just wanted to put cheeks on the film.
Alright. Let's talk about the other main character, Nami. So how did you feel about Nami, Miggs?
To be honest,
female character.
She was quite boring for me. She was a bit. I didn't feel too much like interest in her character. Her opening scene was pretty predictable. The trapping.
You saw it coming.
Two other random parts.
That's
pretty predictable, and then it was just it's just generic bad girl in the group. But yeah, sorry if it's not what the answer you wanted. It's just how I felt.
How far did you watch though? How many episodes did you watch?
1.5, right?
Basically, yeah, 1.5.
Oh, okay.
So like,
alright.
I think they could have done a bit more. I don't know. For me, that's my.
No, bro. Like I said, Miggs, feel free to say whatever the hell you want to me.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Me too. Like I definitely found her opening sequence kind of predictable. Like not like it's generic, predictable. Some people like generic. Yeah, like I guess maybe for you she wasn't the most enjoyable. I'd be interested in getting your opinion after you finish the show. But right now, she was the weakest one out of the three for you. Listen.
Yeah. Out of the three, her introduction was a bit slack there. And also, can I point out that I don't know about the anime, but some of the characters look a bit too clean. Like you know what I mean? Like it's a bit too
specifically
clean. Like
which ones?
The outfits. Her when she was lying in the boat, she didn't look like. Yeah, she didn't look like she was pretending to be.
For her, she should have been
malnourished and everything. Yeah.
No, she was pretending.
No, it seemed like straight up out of like costume. It didn't look like an actual thing. Yeah, it just looked like someone cosplaying, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's exactly. Yeah.
That's
well,
I get that feeling as well.
Yeah. For the rest of the show, like I was like not really paying attention to it. Especially that fight scene when she was just fighting the guards and she didn't really
she's not
engage with, I guess she's not really a fighter, eh? She's a thief.
Yeah, she's
that's
not
exactly okay. Thank you, Miggs. Yeah. I was going to point this out. In the actual anime, she does fight one or two guys, but she's not a fighter. She runs and she steals. That's exactly how they portray it in the anime. And in this particular live action, she ends up fighting like 5-10 guards coming at her. Like, what the heck? Luffy and Zoro are the fighters. She's the one that hides and steals. Thank you, Miggs.
And they're trained Marines, right?
So here's the
thing. Marines. Amen.
Yeah. So
that's why they call her Nami the Black, the cat burglar. That's her name.
Yeah. I was willing to forgive it a bit. Because like after like thinking about it for a bit, I was like, well, it makes sense that if she spends most of her time on her own, it would mean that she would have to have some fighting capability. So here's where I draw the line. If at any moment she comes in and like tries to fight Axe-Hand Morgan and take the spotlight off of Zoro and Luffy, that's where I would have drawn the line and be like, nah, that's too far. In my opinion, I'm fine with Nami being a bit more of a badass in live action, because I feel like considering the dangers that they're going to get into, her and, Usopp, to a degree, they have to have some fighting capabilities. So I think I'm more forgiving of it than Jack, but I am worried about where they'll do it in the future. Right now I'm okay with it, but I reserve my right to change my mind and be unhappy with it in the future. But for now, I'm okay with it because I'm like, if we're gonna do this in the real world, Nami must have some fighting capabilities at least. Because otherwise, why would someone who's particularly dainty join a pirate crew? I mean, that's She needs to at least have some backbone.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they gave her some backbone.
No, but the thing, I get that, but the main core about Nami, she's crafty. She doesn't. She uses brains over bronze. That's the thing. She doesn't. If there's 5 people running at her, she doesn't fight. She runs. But then she outsmarts them and plays like that's her thing. But in this particular case, she ends up taking. Yeah, she goes by force. I mean, I get that in the anime, in the live action, they're trying to portray her as hardened because she hangs out with Arlong and everyone. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, it just felt off to me. Like she would all of a sudden go up against Marines who are trained in the it just seemed out of a question. Like Luffy and Zoro's fighting prowess. I get that they're pretty much OP from the get go. It's just that Nami, I didn't expect her to pull off fighting a bunch of Marines. She was the one who was more focused on stealing.
Okay, I think let's just finish off with how you feel about other main Marine character, because I'm kind of interested in, at least for me personally, I'm interested in getting your opinion on Kobe, and then after that I think we'll leave it off with you here, and then me and Jack will go deeper into it. So lastly, we'll talk about Kobe, and then I'll give you an opportunity to say any negatives or any other statements you want, and then after that, but Kobe, how did you feel about Kobe, the pink-haired kid who wanted to be a Marine that Luffy first saved? Miggs.
He was just this scared boy who was a slave on a ship and got saved by Luffy. Give me a moment, Bon. Just trying to recall the scenes where he...
No, that's fine. That says it. You barely think of him at all, huh?
Yeah.
He's a side character at most.
Yeah, really.
He's a side character.
And, sort of later on where he actually joined and they got questioned, and then it's like, oh, we'll hunt him together, and it's like, oh, okay, so he's still gonna be Luffy's friend, but then he's a Marine now. He's later on, you're thinking later on he's gonna be like an enemy to
just in general, I won't get in too much. I shouldn't say more than that because he barely holds a candle to Luffy right now. But
he didn't really stand out as much.
Well, that's fine. And that was just for me. Yeah. Me and Jack will talk about how we feel about him in more detail. I think I'll just say, is there anything else you want to mention? Positives, negatives? Just your summary of the show. How do you feel? And then just give it a rating to summarize your feeling.
And would you watch it?
And would you continue
the season to continue?
Alright, so from the first 2 episodes, I barely watched the second one, but I will rewatch it after this. I like it. I wouldn't say I love it, but I like it. It's got really good potential, and there are some things where it could be better, but the fighting and some of the choreography, like Jack mentioned, but it's not gonna stop me from watching it. Overall, I'm there for the story really now. So as long as the story is going good, then that's fine. And the sceneries, the sceneries are pretty good. I wish the characters were a little bit more with it, fighting. What was it? The outfits look a bit too clean. But that's my vision of a pirate. Pirate of the Caribbean. Everyone's dirty. You know what I mean? It feels real. This one just feels like.
Something.
I don't know. It feels like
it just feels like they're wearing costumes.
Yeah, it feels like a kid's after-school TV show sometimes, but it's not.
Yeah. Got some blood and nudity and all that.
Yeah. So.
All right. So rating?
Apart from that, my rating would be, I give it
out of 10.
It's between a 7 and an 8.
Okay.
To be honest, it's between 7 and 7.5.
Alright.
Yeah.
7.5.
7.5. Alright. Yeah. I think, with that, I think, Miggs, thanks very much for joining. And then I think for the next half of this video, it's just going to be me and Jack are just going to rush through and
no problem.
But yeah. Thanks very much,
I
Miggs.
appreciate Miggs, seriously.
You
point out some things that I really wanted to talk to someone who doesn't want to watch. Who has no idea on the story of One Piece here. So I appreciate that, seriously.
Alright guys,
Alright.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, alright. Thanks, Miggs. Okay guys, so that's gonna be the end for this particular episode of my One Piece live action reviews. And in the next one, it's just going to be me and my buddy Jack, and we're going to be combing through the entire series. Both Jack and I had watched the entire series by this time, so we're just going to go and nitpick through every arc. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing that particular review between me and Jack, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like this video if you like the video. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. For now, this is BonzEye signing out. Catch you all later.